Hey Beauts, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. Today we have this amazing Dustin Bailard recreation. So let's get right into the tutorial. First, can we have a moment's silence for the genius that is Dustin Bailard? This is the picture I am using as inspiration. As you can see, the pictures are very distinctive looking, very creative, very colourful, very shaded, very chaotic. So because of that, there is a lot of shading and colour going on in this video, so I'm not going to literally describe every single step I'm doing because you can see what I'm doing and you can follow it from that if you would like to recreate this look, but I will give you some basic tips and tricks along the way to help you out. Firstly, paint yourself with white water-based paint and make sure you block out your brows too, because you will be redefining and recreating your features to a degree with shading in this tutorial. Now start by shading the basic structures of the face. I'm using different shades of grey and this is the best way to get a gradient. Starting with the lightest shade, applying that and making sure you blend it out well, and then applying darker and darker shades, using smaller amounts and blending out well so that you get a nice smooth gradient of dark to light on your shading. So that is tip number one. You can see that I'm defining all the usual areas: cheekbones, around the nose, around the mouth, around the eyes, jawline, just to give that new face shape and make myself look more like a painting. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Also carving out the same kind of shadows on my chest too. Even though the chest isn't in the picture, I knew that mine would show in the picture, so I decided to give it the same treatment as my face. Carve out that cleavage too. Right, now I'm going into the more defined coloured areas, starting with smudging some purple around my eyes. As you can see from the reference photo, there is a lot of purples and blues in this look. So I just grabbed to hand all the purples I could find out of my kit. You use whatever you have to hand. Now, one defining feature of most of Justin's portraits are the fact that the ladies he paints tend to have extremely large eyes. So to achieve this, I'm creating a kind of new eye shape by defining below the lower lash line with a grey shadow and then using a white NYX Jumbo Milk pencil just to create the illusion of that bigger eye. And I'm doing the same thing by using what was my brow as actually the socket line. And now I'm just getting that colour in there. There's a lot of bright colours in this portrait and unfortunately my eyeshadows weren't showing up as bright as I would have liked them to. So I went straight in with some NYX Vivid Bright eyeliner to create that really lovely vivid blue base, and that seemed to work really well. Like I said though, you use whatever you have to hand. You may have better eyeshadows to your disposal than I do, but that's the beauty of makeup. You use what you have and you make it work. Please note, it's not obligatory to pull stupid faces whilst you're doing this makeup look, but if you'd like to, then please go ahead, be my guest. Now, one thing I will say is, obviously looking at Dustin's pictures, you will see that his style is very kind of splashy and, you know, not very clearly defined or neat or tidy. Now you might think this is actually easier to recreate, but in some ways it's more difficult. It does give you some creative freedom, but it does mean that it's harder because there's lots and lots of features that you need to include to create the look. So what I will say is, my one tip here is just to try and recreate the feel of the look rather than try and actually recreate every single brush stroke that he's done, because you will drive yourself mad doing that, trust me. So yeah, just get the overall feel of kind of splashy, colourful brush strokes and brush marks, and you can't go too far wrong. Redefine the lip shape in the same way as you've redefined the eyes and other features by shading with some darker grey and then going in with some white again, and you'll get a brand new lip shape. Or brand new even, I don't quite know what happened to the D there. With both the eyes and the lips, and indeed other areas of the face where there's colour, what you want to do is just study the original portrait and work out what colours you can see and just build them up in layers so that you create this nice colourful mix of explosive shades. Now I just carried on the feel of the painting down my chest. Like I say, the chest isn't in the original picture, so I just carried on the look the way that I thought it would look, and also taking into account the background where there are a lot of sort of splashy black lines and smudges and that kind of thing, and I just continued also the same colours down onto the chest that were on the face, just to kind of bring the whole look together. It's also a good idea to keep sitting back and reassessing your work and going back to the original portrait just to check you're getting the colours right. In this case, I decided to add some pink because I felt it needed a little bit of warmth. Now finally, once you're happy with the colours, you want to start going in with some black. I'm using a Diamond FX wax-based black water-based paint. That's a bit of a mouthful. The reason I'm using a wax-based one is because you get a much deeper black. You can just as easily use a liquid eyeliner if that's what you've got. And I'm going in and creating some really good definition around the eyes and on the kind of splashy lines as well. And then I'm going in with some lashes because Dustin Baylard's girls tend to have some lovely long lashes too. So I'm putting some lashes on the lower lash line, that new fake lower lash line, and also on the upper lash line. Just any big, bold, false eyelashes will do the job here. And then I'm putting in the final touches. I'm drawing in the new fake brows, which are yellow inexplicably, but hey, who am I to argue with art? And your best friend when it comes to highlighting, which you can see me doing here, is the NYX liquid liner in white. It's absolutely brilliant, and you get a much more vivid white than you would with a white water-based paint. So I'm just adding some highlights to really make the look pop and make myself look like a painting. Make sure you cover any glue that's showing with some black liquid liner, and also put some mascara on to blend your lashes with the false ones. Now you can't see the girl's hair in the picture, so I just went for some nice curls, and then I created these pieces using some craft foam which I painted black and mixed with cocktail sticks and glued on with some Prosaide to recreate that kind of collar that she's got in the picture. Painted my hands black just to finish it off, and here we go, the finished look. So I hope you liked this look. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up because that will help my channel loads. And like I said at the start of this video, if you're new here, please subscribe. I have lots more of this kind of stuff coming. And thank you for watching. I love you all.